Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari commends China's investment drive in West Africa as President Xi Jinping announces $60 billion investment in Africa. China's renewed interest in Africa and what the alliance means for the continent came on the focus. Armed bandits kill at least 11 persons in fresh attacks on Low Pt.2 community in Plateau state. And Brazilian officials blame lack of funding for massive fire at country's 200-year-old National Museum in Rio de Janeiro. Now, channelstv.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb, you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app have an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. And we're following stories of a tragedy out of Plateau State where no fewer than 11 people have been confirmed killed and 12 others injured by gunmen following an attack on Low Pt.2 community in Du district of Jos South local government area. The police spokesperson in Plateau State, who confirmed the attack to Channels Television, says security operatives mobilized to the area after receiving a distress call. The attack is coming after a similar incident in Foreign District in Barikin-Ladi local government area of the state, which left about 8 people killed on Wednesday last week.
Low Pt.2, a suburb of Dware in Du district of Jos South local government area in Plateau State, is the latest community to be attacked by gunmen. The attack reportedly resulted in the death of 11 people, with 12 injured. Unlike others, this attack was carried out guerrilla style. According to the survivors, the attackers riding on motorbikes swooped on the community in large numbers, shooting sporadically and killing passerby as well as motorists plying the route.
We saw a healer was passing and come down. So in the small time like this, we just saw some of the Bajaj dropping some of from this axis and the another axis before reaching up and want Electoral. Before we understand, we only had a rapid gunshot directly.
You get one person where they kill and first for there. As one car, they park the car for here. As I can't hear one gunshot from there, I can't lie down on top of the car like this. As I lie down on top of the car, I can't see the people. They rush with gunshot. As I see them, as if I follow like this, make I run, they go shoot me. I can't enter under the car for here. As I enter, you get one person constant like this. Constant. See the guy ain't constant like this, they shoot people. As they enter the shop, they come to ask, where this woman dey? Where this woman dey?
But the police acknowledged the attack, given more details.
As the Plateau State Police Command just received an information that there was an attack in Low Pt.2 community of Jos South local government in Plateau State. Immediately the information was received, the police mobilized to the scene of the crime. The command has also mobilized more personnel to the area to prevent further attacks on the community. An investigation into the attack is ongoing.
The latest attack raises questions on the various efforts and strategies employed by security agencies, as well as the state and federal government, towards addressing the security challenges in the state. But for now, the available solutions appear to be very limited.
Staying with security challenges, the former Minister of External Affairs, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, has called for concerted efforts by governments, groups, and individuals to end herdsmen and farmers' clashes in the country. Professor Gambari was speaking as guest lecturer at a public lecture held at the University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State in South-South Nigeria.
Violent clashes between herdsmen and farmers in parts of the country is a source of worry for many and an issue that should be tackled squarely. Identifying the root causes and solutions is the focus of this public lecture at the University of Uyo in Akwa Ibom State, with the theme Violent Conflicts, Conflict Resolution and Peace Building, Global Best Practices and New Perspectives on Farmers-Herders Clashes in Nigeria. The guest lecturer is the former Minister of International Affairs, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. Given his knowledge and experience in conflict resolution, he puts the issues into perspective.
Violent conflicts are not something that cannot be resolved. Apartheid South Africa, they had violence, black versus white, they resolved the conflict. Northern Ireland, Protestants, Catholics, they resolve their problems. So, if you want to resolve problems, then let us see who are the perpetrators, what are their motivations, and how can we get them engaged in finding solutions.
Professor Gambari discourages the use of force, recommending instead traditional methods of conflict resolution, where all parties involved can be brought together.
We, herdsmen, farmers, professors, students, businessmen, what we want as common is that we want freedom from want. We want freedom from fear. And we want freedom for our children and grandchildren and future generations to inherit a healthy natural environment. And for me, those commonalities, we should emphasize them because they are also essential and interrelated building blocks for conflict resolution and peace building.
Public lecture. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Enefiok Essien, highlights the importance of the discussion by intellectuals.
Today's public lecture is very important. That the topic itself is very topical. The topic is very contemporary. It's what happens now in Nigeria, what is worrying Nigerians, what Nigeria is looking for a solution for.
Academic institutions, being viable sources of information, also influence development in society. The public lecture is part of the University of Uyo's contribution to the resolution of the herders-farmers crisis in Nigeria.
Time to go to our Abuja studios, where Gloria Ume Ezeoke is waiting with even more news. Hi, Gloria.
Thank you, Ladi. The Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room is demanding action from President Muhammadu Buhari on the amended Electoral Act. The convener of the group and executive director of the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, Mr. Clement Nwankwo, expressed concern that the delay in signing the document creates uncertainties in the election space, which may derail the preparedness of the Independent National Electoral Commission ahead of the 2019 general elections. He was speaking at a meeting with the Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner. Well, President Muhammadu Buhari has communicated to the Senate and the House of Representatives his decision to decline assent to the Electoral Amendment Bill 2018. According to the President's National Assembly aide, Mr. Ita Enang, President Buhari is declining assent to the Electoral Amendment Bill owing to some drafting issues that remain unaddressed following the prior revisions to the bill. According to Senator Enang, the proposed amendment has the unintended consequence of leaving INEC with only 9 days to collate and compile lists of candidates and political parties, as well as manage the primaries of 91 political parties for the various elections. Senator Enang says President Buhari is asking the Senate and the House of Representatives to address these issues as quickly as possible so that he may grant the President assent to the Electoral Amendment Bill. The Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has been appointed by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to head the National Campaign Committee for the forthcoming Osun State governorship election, slated for September 22, 2018. The Senate President highlights the importance of the Osun election, explaining that the PDP needs to re-establish its foot in the southwest after losing 2 recent elections in the region. The PDP National Campaign Committee comprises of all serving governors of the People's Democratic Party.
I believe I speak for every member of this campaign committee that we shall do our very best and leave no stone unturned to working to ensure that Osun gubernatorial election will result in victory for our party, the PDP, and his flag bearer, the next governor of Osun State, Senator Adebola Adeleke. And we need to re-establish our foothold in the southwest. And this election in Osun is the last one before the general election. And we must re-establish our foothold in the southwest, because the PDP has been a party well grounded in the southwest, and we must reconnect with the people and ensure that we do that. Osun State gives us the opportunity again the last election before general election. And it's also coming immediately after the visit of 2 world leaders to the country, and where they extracted a commitment from Mr. President that he will ensure there will be free and fair elections in this country. This is the first election that's going to come after that visit. And I think, again, the reputation of this country, the pride of this country is at stake. Because our president has come out openly to say there will be free and fair elections. And I think the world wants to see that there will be free and fair elections in this country. And I think that for that reason as well, this election is very, very important.
When the News at 10 returns, Channels Television tops list of television stations listed on the top 50 brands in Nigeria. That's up to the break. Let's join us again.